Welcome to Mid-Season, where we watch a one-season show that was kind of mid. I'm Sandile.
And I'm Fadzai.
And we're kicking right into The Secret Circle. If this is the first you're hearing of this, I don't know if the intro survived. But if I find the intro, go back to the intro. And you'll get more as to what we're doing here. But we're here to discuss The Secret Circle, a short-lived CW series centered on our main character, Cassie Blake, whose mother dies in a freak accident, seemingly, though we're aware she was murdered with a little bit of magic and arson. It's not great. But starting with our main character, Cassie, who is our ingenue, our cool girl, loner girl, not one to have many friends, suddenly being approached by so many people in the school that really want to talk to her for some reason.
They're so weird about it as well.
Hey, have you seen the new girl? She just got in yesterday. And she just got in yesterday. It's like, I need all of y'all to relax about that.
Faye just coming up to him and be like, "You're the new girl. You are very pretty." And I was like, if I've watched Mean Girls, and I know that Cassie Blake, a millennial character, would have watched Mean Girls, I would have been like, oh no, I know what's happening here. She's about to tell me she loves my bracelet when she actually hates it.
So, Cassie, we've established, main character, cool girl, loner, is very resistant to sort of the advances of a number of different people. Obviously also dealing with the trauma of her mom who has just died. She moves to Chance Harbor with her grandmother. And may we say, what is with this network and having these 40, maybe 50-year-old women playing grandmothers to teenagers?
I was like, what? Your grandma?
Miss Ashley Crow looking fresh as hell, playing a grandmama in this. I don't get
It's
it.
Jasmine Guy all over again.
Truly all over again. It's like,
'Cause
damn.
I was like-
I know we're preaching to the choir. Hollywood, you turn 35 and you're ancient. But damn. CW?
She looks barely older than the characters who are playing everyone else's parents.
Right.
So,
Jesus. I know Gail Harold of Queer as Folk. That man's in his 40s.
oh gosh.
But yeah, moves in, and it's clear from when she shows up that like she's never been here. Her mom has kept away from her, even though it seems this is not a new grandmother she's finding about. She knows Grandma Jane, but she's just like, yeah, mom left and never wanted to come back. You know, it was hard for her here. Did she ever tell you why she left? As though that's not the most leading statement in the world, Grandma Jane. What's that about? Be a little bit more obvious. I don't know.
I mean, I would have been like, girl, you have to know something is up. Look at me. I'm your grandmother and I look like I'm 48. There's
got to be something in the water here.
Magic is afoot.
Truly. And then I think of the other teens, the one she meets first technically is Nick, who's in the window being a weirdo. Just like being hot by the window. Look at me, I'm shirtless hot teen across the way. I'm gonna keep opening your curtains.
She's like, ugh, dream on, closes the curtains, goes to her mirror. Suddenly in the mirror, she sees the curtains are open again and she's like, what? And she just accepts this. I would have been like, listen, I wouldn't jump to the supernatural, but I'd be like, I know I just closed these curtains. It wasn't something I did absentmindedly. It was a very intentional thing. There was a boy looking at me and I closed them. I know I closed them.
It's those Pacific Northwest winds. They be opening curtains all by themselves. It's crazy. And thereafter, I think she meets Faye and Melissa when she first gets to school. And the dynamic there is so clear.
I guess technically she has her stolen glance with Adam first, who's asking after her.
Before that?
Yeah. Because what happens is she's in the principal's office. Then Adam is out in the hallway speaking to Nick and is like, oh, so did you see her? And he's like, yeah, she got in yesterday. And she got in yesterday.
Yesterday.
I don't know what's going on here.
No, I'm with Nick there. Nick is like, okay, and what else am I supposed to know?
That's fair. And then Nick walks off, And then she wanders into the hallway, now being done with Principal Chamberlain. And as she walks by, she like sort of feels his eyes on her. Then she looks at him, and then he looks away, and then he looks back at her, and then she looks away, and she looks at him. And I'm like, all right.
And so it begins. We'll get to them, because this is some shit that I want to get into. Miss Cassie and Adam written in the stars. Right, Faye and Melissa, full Mean Girl energy. Actually, I'll say Faye Mean Girl energy, and Melissa being like, Faye, come on, do we really want to do this? And it's like, okay, well, there's our, who would she be? Not Gretchen Wieners. Who's the other one?
Karen Smith. Melissa doesn't even say anything in that scene. Like, she's just attached to Faye's arm as Faye walks up, and she's like, hi, I'm going to be very unsubtly interested in you. Some fans have said when they were watching, they were like, queer? Question mark?
Yeah. I mean, questions. Oh, and Faye, this is the thing about Faye. Our Queen Phoebe Tonkin, aka Haley Marshall Kenner, she is eating undeniably in a teenager way. She hasn't yet reached her full potential because this is 2011, but she is the most dynamic character at any time on screen. And I think this cast specifically is lacking in dynamic characters, so she brings a little bit of that spice.
It's true.
After Cassie meets the principal and she comes back and Faye's like, well, yeah, my mom, she's the principal. You probably met her. Don't let her smile fool you. She can be bitchy. She says that about her mom as she's smiling wide at Cassie. Iconic.
Yes.
It's like, couldn't be more clear. I love that. However, she's also a demon sent from hell to frustrate me specifically. Because, girl, what are you getting up to?
She, for someone we'll get to it, I guess, but someone who's in this and who knows far more than Cassie, strangely reckless?
Yes, wildly reckless. Unnecessarily. Just like, almost illogically at some points being like, well, I don't care about the very clear warnings I've been given. I want to do what I want. And it's like, I guess? How many times are we going to do this?
She very much feels like a teenager as written by adults.
Yes. Just like a lack of maturity to like an nth degree in a way that I don't think teenagers typically are. I mean, teenagers are smarter than they're given credit for.
Yes. Also, I will say, again, with Melissa being mostly irrelevant in that scene, even after Faye and Melissa walk away, when Faye is like, try it again. And then the lock unlocks. When Diane walks up, Diane's like, oh, that's Faye. She doesn't mention Melissa at all.
She doesn't mention Melissa. You're so right. Resident bitch. And it's like, and her friend maybe, who's also your friend? Come on. Give my girl something. Speaking of, though, Diana, my queen. Diana Mead. Maybe my favorite of the six. I mean, obviously, come on. Y'all know who I gravitate to. She's the best. She'll always deserve the best. And something about Diana you learn very quickly, she's always correct. And nobody listens to her. She is the Cassandra of the cast. And you hate to see it.
I love how different Shelley Heddig is in this role compared to where we will later see her thrive and flourish on Teen Wolf.
Right.
Where she's now the reckless one in the group, the one who's like, yeah, let's kill our enemies and let me just barrel into a situation without really thinking about the consequences because I was a feral child.
Wildly reckless. Big masculine energy from Malia in Teen Wolf, as opposed to Diana, who's very kind of like prim, put together, preppy, but not in like an annoying way. She's such a vibe. It's fascinating. Unfortunately, I much prefer Diana. I never like connected deeply with Malia Hale, whichever you prefer. Diana's just a real vibe. And we learn Diana's dad, Charles Meade, who walks into screen at some point, we as the audience know, the spooky man who ran Cassie off the road and then murdered her mom.
I was so shocked.
So crazy.
The first time I watched it, I was like, wait, I thought this was going to be our villain and he's the dad of one of the central characters. And I was like, so is Diana evil? Is she gonna end up evil? Like, what's happening?
Many questions.
And that actor, I was like, it's always you, sir.
It's always
either you're in Queer as Folk preying on 17-year-olds with your 29-year-old ass, or you're in Grey's Anatomy with your swastika tattoo when you're a freaking paramedic white supremacist.
That's crazy. What a job choice, my friend. Really counterintuitive, in my opinion.
He's one of those actors with that energy where I can see why you would cast him as a villain.
Yes.
He's tall, he's got that face. It's just like he's got a very menacing sort of default face where it's like, yeah, I wouldn't mess with this man. If I were trying to court Diana and I went to her house and that was her dad, I'd be like, I'm gonna go, actually.
Don't even know who you are. I think I've seen you at school maybe, but I was looking for the house next door. Bye. Which begs the question, how did Adam go about it? I guess maybe Adam and him bonded over their general demeanors.
Yes, Adam is moody and broody, and he was like, your powers don't work on me, sir. I'm not afraid of you.
I don't fear menacing authority. I'm goth.
Mr. Mead, as our friend pointed out, stole Elijah Michaelson's bangs. We see you.
Elijah Michelson from Timu. But up to something sinister, lurking in the shadows. Speaking of Adam Conant.
Crazy surname.
Adam, played by Thomas Dekker, who I believe is queer. I think that's been confirmed.
Yeah.
But ostensibly playing a straight guy in this, a very kind of slightly emo, sensitive straight guy. But I have a hot take, and my hot take from the first episode even, and this will be disrupted by a piece of information that if you've watched the show before comes in right at the end, but you're gonna have to disregard that for now, for me. And also, if you're newly watching the show, then you don't even know, so you wouldn't be remiss to read it this way. I feel like Adam and Diana are bi for bi couple, and I think they both want Cassie Blake. That's my read on the energy there. Diana has a particular energy about her when she's speaking with Cassie that's just very how do I describe it in a respectful and not at all alarming way? There's just a very strong energy when she comes towards Cassie to be like, I really want us to be friends, Cassie. Come on, let me give you a ride home. This is how things work over here, and I'm happy to teach you. It's just like, do you want her? What's going on? And we know Adam does. And I just feel like there'd be far less conflict about this emotional affair if they just settled into a throuple. I think that would solve a lot of problems.
You know me, I love to shut down a love triangle by saying just be a throuple. So,
truly.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
I mean, again, specifically, if you disregard the last two episodes.
Yes. We've discussed the situation in which it doesn't work over in Mystic Falls.
Yes, of course, exactly. If you know, you know. But yes, Adam and Cassie seem to have this strange connection. They're both drawn to each other. They're vibing with each other. And then when they speak, it's like, ooh, what's happening? And then, of course, at the diner, whatever it is, Mr. Conant, Ethan Conant, played by one of my faves, Adam Harrington, he voices Sindri in the God of War Norse era, being a little intense, bless him.
So
being
creepy.
Like, hey, I knew your mother.
So I'm just
I loved your mother.
I'm like, I know that you guys have this information, but I'm like, from her point of view, can you imagine? It's like, my mom died a month ago. It's not even like I'm Elena Gilbert and I had a whole summer to process. It's been 30 days since my mother died.
And now
it's been one moon turn.
I've been holding a candle for 16 years. It's like, okay. She very rightfully goes, how did my dad feel about that? And he laughs and he's like, he did not like me, but even still, I was like, okay, I respect it. But then it's very weird to be like, hey, me and your mom didn't work out, but you and my son, maybe? You feeling that? It's like, presumably he knows his son is dating Diana. And he's just like, well, no, screw that. It's written in the stars. Our families are to be connected at some point. It's like,
I mean, he doesn't immediately say, I'm shipping you with my son, but he is like, our families are written in the stars, which again, I'm like, so from her point of view, what is her takeaway supposed to be? Because if I'm her, I'm thinking, is this creepy older man saying he wants to marry me someday? Or what's...
I couldn't get your mom, so now I get you.
I just got to town and everyone's being so weird.
It's really, I don't know how she does it. She takes it on the chin every time.
Also, such a perfect rendering of the dynamics of this genre. We see Cassie at school in the principal's office getting ready to start her day. There's some exposition given. Then we see her in the hallway where she sort of has her interaction with all the other leads. Immediately we cut to after school. She's now at this like cafe bar thing. School is so irrelevant.
School what?
We don't care what she did that day.
We're not in class. We don't do classes here. We're in teen drama high school. We have 5-minute classes. Oh, also that was funny to me was that Adam drives a car that looks much like Styles's. And I think this is the same year that Teen Wolf came out, if I remember properly. So that's kind of fun.
Also, Adam, your hair is kind of giving Stefan. I don't know if you thought I wouldn't notice.
I see that. I think he's giving more, what's his name? Billy Joe Armstrong, the lead singer of Green Day.
Yes.
Before he platinumed his hair.
That actor's whole vibe, I'm like, are you not Billy Joe?
Known bisexual, Billy Joe Armstrong. I do find it funny that Thomas Dekker is putting on a voice for this character. I mean, he's an actor. You're well within your rights. It's just knowing what he sounds like in real life. It's always funny for him to be like, Cassie, let me drive you home. And it's like, that's not your voice, sir. What is this?
Is that not what he talks like? I've only seen him in like the one other role, and that was in Heroes.
No, look up a video of him talking. I don't know what city you would call it, but it's very like American. Like it's a lot. His natural voice is a lot higher, and he has a lot more casual way of speaking. He's very much putting on like a kind of sad boy emo voice for this character.
I get it. I get.
Which I mean, if Connor Story is gonna put on a deep, bassy Russian accent for Heated Rivalry, I think any gay should be allowed to do what they need to do for the role. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Also, does Adam work the bar? Like, is he allowed to? He's a minor.
I don't think legally that's allowed. Although it is a diner, not a bar. So maybe it's like as long as he doesn't serve alcohol, it's fine. I don't know how American laws work.
I don't know how it works if you...
It is a small town.
If you work at a place that serves alcohol, like as an option, is that permissible if you're a minor? I'm not sure.
I think there's also some American laws about working at the same place your parents work, where there's some leeway there. That's been used in very exploitative ways, especially for like hard labor. It's allowable for certain kids to work in like farm environments and like industrial environments, so long as it's like either a family-owned business or like the parent also works there. I believe that's how it goes.
Okay. Wild that his dad works there and is like just drinking the stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Ethan Conan's not doing well, very clearly. Not the best oversight in terms of parents. But then again, none of them are. He is the least egregious, though. He's just a drunk. Everyone else is evil. Yeah. Flat out evil. Charles Meade, evil. Principal Chamberlain, evil. And then here's the thing is that like both Nick and Cassie's parents are dead. Melissa seems to have one living parent that, if I remember properly, we never meet in this season.
I also don't remember ever seeing.
But you know who we meet? Her grandparent.
Plot twist, her one living parent is actually Rudy Hopkins. And Melissa's surname is Hopkins. That's why we never hear it. That's why he's always out of town. He has another family. He has
a second family in Charles Harbor. He's like, this witch shit keeps finding me. Oh, that's so funny.
That'd be crazy. Bonnie, your half-sister, Melissa.
Half-sister in multiple ways.
She's also the ignored black member of the cast in her show. You guys have so much in common.
Oh, they'd bond immediately. But okay. So I think that's all the main characters. Nick, there's not a lot to say about Nick. In the similar way that there's not a lot to say about Melissa, other than he specifically lost both his parents, and that seems to be his big trauma.
And I guess he lives at home alone?
I think he lives alone. They don't mention that he's with anybody.
Damn.
And Melissa's over there all the time, and nobody's, asking questions.
Jeez.
Maybe because he's above 16. Maybe it's a Matt situation.
Matt.
But of course, after a series of events, the lock situation that you mentioned, the Faye and Melissa set her car on fire to try and push Cassie.
It's not Faye and Melissa. It's just Faye. It's just Faye.
I thought of course they're not bound yet. She doesn't need Melissa to help her.
Faye
she
fully
just
incendiaries that car.
And
Melissa's like, don't. She's like, I'm giving her a little push, and she's like, come on, put it out. Cassie, I'm sure having PTSD flashbacks because remember her mother died in a fire.
Her mother died in a fire. Oh my god.
She came home to find her house blown up and in ashes, and her mom dead inside, and she's now trapped in this burning car. And I'm like, Faye, this is crazy. This is what we say. We're like, Faye just barrels through life with no regard for consequences.
Jesus. And then, of course, Adam, who she's just had a brief sort of torrid encounter with, rushes outside to save her, tries to pull the door, doesn't work, stares at the fire for a good 5 seconds, and then it goes out, and then he can pop the door open. And he carries her away bridal style, which I was not expecting. I didn't know if he had like the upper body strength. He's a pretty lean kid.
She's also quite small.
That's true. Britt Robinson is the smallest of this group. She is like, no, that was more than my car exploding. Something happened. Adam's like, no, you're crazy, girl. Gaslight. To be fair, it's not just a man thing. Everyone is gaslighting her. Diana comes by and is like, I wonder what this is about. Stares at Faye from across the courtyard. And Liz says, Adam, can you make sure she gets home safe? Immediately, Cassie's like, oh no, I'm fine, don't worry. And she's like, no, it's chill. He's cool. He's not some random guy. He's my boyfriend.
And then it's like,
hammer drop, conflict. I'd forgotten how key it is. Like, one of the major conflicts of this season of this show is this emotional affair that starts between Cassie and Adam. It's so important to the story. It's crazy.
And I know how you feel about emotional affairs, but I'm like, they are laying it on so thick. I'm like, are you even trying? Are you trying?
Truly, I'm like, every time Adam wants to like show her magic, he gets right up in her face, and I'm like, how did you think this was ever gonna stay platonic when you're that dramatic all the time?
And I'll say this about Diana, at least she's not a character who was born yesterday. She very quickly clocks
immediately
what's happening a few episodes in.
It's so good. It's so good. And this is the thing too, is that the energy of that scene when she brings it up to Cassie is just so like, Diana, I see you with an implement in your hand, and I'm not going to say what it is because this is a family-friendly show, but I just would love to see you at your full power. They later lead her to some abandoned house in the woods. They gang up on her and disseminate this insane piece of information, which is the best way to ensure someone believes about a crazy thing that you tell them. My favorite quote, Faye being like, spit it out already. You're a witch. You're 100% full-blooded witch. Like, all right.
Faye said, listen, we don't have time.
And don't I know it.
We don't... And don't we all know it? Faye said, listen, we don't have time. This is an expensive show. We don't have time to wait for Elena to do like 6 episodes of digging before she finds out what vampires are.
We gotta figure shit out now. We gotta get to it. I want my power, and I want it now. And she needs to be here for that to happen. I love how utilitarian Faye is. She's just like, I don't give a shit about this circle nonsense. I want to be all-powerful queen. And the minute one thing goes wrong, she immediately abandons that concept. And I don't get it. I just don't. Because this is the episode where she does the storm, right? At the end, once she realizes they have that much power.
I think so. I think it is a first episode thing.
And then she can't stop
and then
it.
loses control of it.
Right. And it strikes near Diana. It's like the whole time she's been resisting Diana, and suddenly she's like, oh no, okay, I'm going to try and stop it. And it's like, girl, you folded immediately. It didn't even hit Diana. It struck like 20 feet away from her. God. Oh, and that time when Diana's like, Faye, don't push me. And she gives that really wide smile. And she's like, do you want to try that again? It's like, all right, pack it up. My goodness.
I was like, I don't know how Diana has not strangled you yet.
Truly, she's a better woman than me.
Yeah.
I'd be so mad.
Especially if I'm a witch, I'm gonna modus you across the room.
Exactly.
Like what
if I've got
Liv did
magic
to Tyler, because you are.
I'm tossing your ass. Don't piss me off. God, and the thing is, Diana has the book, so presumably she knows more magic than Faye does. Mm-hmm. What can Faye do to you? I guess Diana's nice, and she has a more subtle way of leadership, and I respect that. Faye loses control because with all 6 of them together, unbound, they have like an unreasonable amount of power that they have no control over, and so she almost destroys the town with a storm, and Cassie has to walk in a power moment and say, make it stop, and then it stops.
The spells in this damn show.
Spellcasting's not great. Spellcasting is not great, unfortunately. It doesn't even sound lyrical in English. They do occasionally do, I don't know if it's Latin or if it's like a broken Latin, much like Vampire Diaries, but when they spellcast in English, it's just words. It's just directly words. And it's a shame. Because again, it's all witches. Where's the iambic pentameter that Phoebe Halliwell is always working on when they do spellcasting, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, at least make it rhyme, guys. Come on. Or make it sound poetic.
Make it sound.
Not lock, unlock.
Fire without flame, give me heat. A drop of water as light as air.
Such a beautiful scene.
Oh, it's gorgeous with the water stopping, all the droplets stopping in midair in this gorgeous forest, and then they almost kiss, and it's like, no, we can't kiss. I have to go. I love when a show wants you to root for the cheetahs.
When it's teen drama, it's always gonna go that way.
Yeah, I think the last thing that happens in the episode is that Charles threatens Ethan because he's letting too much on about the truth of what happened 16 years ago. At least he almost does before Charles stops him and is like, you're drunk, stop harassing this teenager or whatever. And then at the end, he comes back to the diner and uses the little crystal that he and Principal Chamberlain have, because they're working together, of course, to do magic. Since that circle can't do magic anymore, they were stripped of their powers. But he uses a Signa spell to drown Ethan inside the diner, which I think is very cool, but is what sets my opinion of Charles Meade very early. I mean, obviously the arson murder should have been the thing, but something about him torturing Ethan Conant for whatever reason just like made me go, okay, well, you're a nasty bastard man.
And
who I will never like.
He's so matter of fact about it. He's like, the problem is you drink too much. And when you drink, you start to talk. I was like, all right.
Okay, then.
So you're just gonna kill me? Oh, wow.
I guess I'm gonna die for talking.
Elemental magics. I like that he starts off with fire and ends off with water. I was like, okay, you evil avatar.
Oh, so you're doing the bending.
Not in this role.
And that's episode 1. Oh, I guess Cassie at the end of that episode finds her Book of Shadows, or is that the end of episode 2?
I think it's the end of episode 2.
Oh, okay. Oh, she reads the letter that her mom left for her. That's like, my dear Cassie, I didn't want this life for you, but the fate has a funny way of being hard to run from or whatever. You have a power and people will come for you. And it's like, oh no. A dark side to being a supernatural being? Who would have thought? And that's how we go into episode 2.
Episode 2, which is called Bound. Haha.
Nobody's gonna understand that reference. Episode 2. The first thing I remember about episode 2 is that Logan Browning's in it. And I just went, oh, wait, I think something bad happens to her. Oh, no.
I remember seeing her and being like, Ariana, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Curiously, when is the first time you saw Logan Browning? Because for me, it was this.
I don't know if I ever saw snippets of the Bratz movie when it was like fresh. So I might have seen her there. But the first place I remember seeing her was Dear White People, the series.
Never saw it.
I didn't finish it. There was one season that came out like post-lockdown. But it was an interesting show. A black-centered show full of all different flavors of African-American characters was very nice. I liked
Very
it.
fun.
I was like, look, see how interesting and diverse we can be when there aren't only 2 of us in the cast. Look at all the different types of black people.
Would you believe we're not a monolith?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw her in this, and then it was in Pair of Kings, strangely. She was a love interest for Boomer at some point. And then it was the Bratz movie. And then there was this, Josette from Vampire Diaries was also in it. Hit the Floor. It was a show about a basketball team and also the cheerleading team that was connected to them. And she was one of the cheerleaders, like professional cheerleaders. But yeah, this episode is largely, okay, now the circle's together, but they're unbound, and the magic is going to be wild and uncontrollable. Diana really wants to bind the circle because she's the most responsible, and she knows from her Book of Shadows that it's going to be bad if they don't.
And Cassie's in her headspace of, I kind of don't want anything to do with you. Actually, leave me alone. Bye.
She's like, listen, I get that we all have the same weirdness, but that doesn't mean we need to be hanging out. Please, keep away from me. And it's like, wow, okay. Stick to your guns, I guess. Faye is on her own trip. She's like, yeah, I have no interest in that, actually, even though just last night I almost killed the whole town with a storm. So I'm going to go keep doing my solo magic.
Doing magic in class? Fire without flame, give me heat. I'm like, why are you doing magic in class?
For who and why? Needless instigation.
In front of everyone.
I don't get it.
In front of your chemistry teacher who knows how chemistry works and will be like, there's no way these chemicals should be reacting this way with no heat source. Why are you doing this?
It's like, she's also really mean to Logan Browning for no good reason. It's just like, okay, do you think that's gonna fly well with Cassie Blake, who already doesn't like you? I don't get it.
Faye is not here trying to be like.
That's true.
That's the unfortunate thing.
What are you gonna do about it, I guess? This is the thing about the early episodes, is there's not a lot of conflict beyond the interpersonal conflict of the circle. Episode 2, the one external threat that comes in is that Faye's grandfather comes to town, who is her father's father, and who does not seem to get along well with Faye's mother, Principal Chamberlain.
And owns the house that they live in.
That was crazy. She's like, well, you're welcome to stay. And it's like, very kind of you, given it's my home. It's like, oh shit, okay. Family drama. But yeah, he's here because why? How did he know shit was happening?
Actually, I don't know. How did he know? I guess he just knew Cassie Blake was in town.
Sure, yeah, that's been making the waves.
But I'll say this about Mama Chamberlain. When she hears that Mr. Meade tried to drown Ethan Conant, she's like, well, that was a bit much. Let's not be doing that.
Right, let's be smart about this. Also, that is why he's in town. Ethan Conant called him and said, yeah, Charles Meade tried to kill me with magic. What the hell?
That's why he's there.
And when Principal Chamberlain's like, did you think he wouldn't talk? How stupid are you? Which is a fair question. It's like, if you're gonna kill him, then kill him. Wild. So now he's on the prowl, being like, now that the circle's together, they must be doing magic. Principal Chamberlain's like, they're not practicing. If they were, I would know. Meanwhile, she and Charles are orchestrating. They're like, do you think they can get the circle to do what we need? And it's like, huh? What do they want? Why aren't you all content with your middle-aged jobs?
She also says something to the effect of, what's his name? Grandpa Chamberlain having taken away their magic.
Yes, the circle before them.
And at that point, I was like, I'm still not sure about this woman. Do you know that Cassie's mother was murdered by the man you're working with? Are you in on that? Because you didn't seem pleased that he attacked Ethan Conant.
I'm pretty sure she knows. I think they're, because the whole, do you think they can get Cassie to do what we need to do? It seems they orchestrated getting her to town. That's why they killed her mother. They were like, this is the only way to get Miss Girl back here.
Damn.
Which is wild. Yeah, the grandfather refers to a group of elders, is specifically what he says, which I said a couple like a minute ago, oh, the circle before them, but I'm actually not sure about that. The elders might be a separate thing. I know a character who's in one of the families later on is revealed to also be an elder, but I don't know if that necessarily means that circle of their era is the elders.
I see.
So I guess we'll have to see as we go on. So that's the threat. Faye and Melissa are out at some carnival or fair or whatever, very willfully using magic. Just girls doing girl things. There's some conflict there about Nick, I guess, you know?
Oh, because
she's hiding the fact that she and Nick have been hooking up because Faye would feel some type of way about it. I don't know.
Which again, I'm like, why do we care what Faye thinks?
Because Melissa's supposedly her identity is very attached to Faye for whatever reason. I don't know.
Yeah. She very clearly wants things with Nick to become romantic, even though he's outright said, no, we're just friends with benefits. And I'm like, girl, he has told you outright.
It's weird to be this connected. Yeah, if you want something and he's very clear, that is not what I want. The answer is not to like be very upset and resentful about it and stick around continually trying to push it. It's to leave. It's very clear communication. But then also, he's always saying, you wanted us to be a casual thing. She seems to have set this up as a casual thing because she was afraid of what the opinion would be of others. And now she's starting to develop feelings. So it's like, damn, Melissa, you can't have it both ways. I don't know.
Teenagers.
I hate that that's her only story.
Yeah.
Like, anything that has to do with her, which is not a lot, is to do with this torrid connection with Nick. And I'm just like, well,
we complain about Bonnie not getting a love story for most of TVT, and then we end up with this on the other end of the spectrum, where that's all the black character gets.
It's like, I'm sure there's a middle ground, guys. I'm sure we can write her in the way we're writing the other characters right next to her. I don't know.
Gosh.
Just a thought. But I think Nick and Faye do drugs in this episode, and Melissa's sitting off to the side, kind of pouty. Don't really care about that. Well, there's really not a lot happening in this. The emotional affair continues, as it will for, I think, most of this season.
Yeah.
And then Faye tries to do some big magic thing by herself. Yes, Sally... Logan Browning trying to be friends with Cassie. Cassie reciprocating because she likes Sally. Faye going, did you forget to ask someone else? constantly inserting herself in their hangouts and being
meme.
so antagonistic to Sally.
Isn't there someone you forgot to ask?
Isn't this
The myth of consent.
No, bitch. Why do you care? Faye's just like, you should be deep in the magic with me. And she's like, nah, I don't want to. And Sally's like, what are you even talking about? And Faye's like, bitch, be quiet. A 10 is talking. And then pushes her off a cliff and kills her.
She force blasts her. Is that the spell in D&D?
Yeah. Well, she notices her effectively just with a touch. And she throws off a cliff, and she cracks her head on a rock and dies.
I think she just wanted to push her, but because their magic is so amped up but not yet bound and therefore out of control, the act of pushing her she accidentally airbent and just blasted her right off the ledge, and she fell down onto the rocks below.
Oh, God. And then they all stand around twiddling their thumbs being like, what will we do? And then Principal Chamberlain comes flying in and is like, get the ambulance. Somebody's like, I already called. Adam called the ambulance. Responsible boy. She rushes down, goes to the girlie, hovers over her to conceal her actions, pulls out the same crystal she told Charles not to use, puts it against the girl's head, and whispers, I guess, a resurrection spell. Mm-hmm. I don't know what was going on there. And Miss Logan Browning comes back. For whatever reason, Grandpapa immediately clocks that because he divines from the ether.
I don't know how he saw it. She was leaning over her, covering the crystal with her hand.
Completely.
How did he see?
It's like you didn't know she was dead. What an assumption on your part, my guy. But I do like what he says to her when they go back to the house. He's like, I thought about it, and Charles Meade is many things, but smart is not one of them.
Damn.
Someone else had to have orchestrated this genius plan, and I think it's you, my conniving daughter-in-law. I thought that was really fun. The real stupid thing, though, is to expose her, knowing that she has some sort of way to do magic, and then going, I'm gonna alert the elders at once. Goodbye.
People always do that. They always do that. And I'm like, listen, if it's someone you trust and have a good relationship with, I can understand. Like, for example, when Valerie killed Oscar, I know Oscar didn't see that coming. I don't blame Oscar at all for that. But when it's someone who's like, oh yes, I found the secret files in the Hydra base that you've been hiding, and then I'm gonna turn my back on you as you hold your gun. And it's like, why would you?
Insane choice. And of course she pulls out the crystal and says, well, I have to kill you now. So
I love it.
I guess you have a heart attack.
She's like, again. You should take it easy. It'd be horrible if you had another heart attack again. I don't think you'd survive it this time. As he's dying, and I was like, oh no.
Oh, and then she says as she kills him, she's like, you know what? I really loved your son. Need you to know that, as she kills him. Principal Chamberlain, one of the more interesting characters in the show. I think she's who Faye could have been. And maybe that's what the story is here, is that like Faye's not at a level of balance yet that she could be at. Principal Chamberlain is the fully realized version of what Faye could be. Because then after that, when Faye gets back, after, having killed a girl and then the girl having come back, in a way, because Principal Chamberlain doesn't know that they're using their magic now, or is not supposed to know. She's like, what was going on there? This, that, and the other thing. Like, I'm sorry that I didn't embarrass you. I didn't want to embarrass you, Mom. You embarrassed yourself. It's like strict parent. And then she immediately goes to hug her. And it's like,
and it's like,
there's nuance
these
here.
evil parents do love their kids.
I love evil parents who love their kids.
I also like that she's allowing this deception to continue. Like, oh, these kids think we don't know. She's immediately like, were you guys drinking? And I'm like, no, they weren't drinking. That's not what happened.
You want them to be using magic.
And then Faye, with her lie of omission, she doesn't deny the drinking, but she also doesn't admit to it. She's just like, things got out of hand. And I'm like, I guess they did, but you didn't answer the question.
It got out of hand, out of your hands, girl, and into the rocks below. So then finally, a nice thing that her mom says is that could have been you, as she hugs her. And it's like, oh. And then that's what pushes them to finally go into the woods and actually do the binding ritual, because they realize no one person should have all this power. And in order to keep themselves and the people around them safe, they do the binding ritual, which invokes the 6 elements: fire, earth, water, air, metal, and blood.
Which was
very
interesting.
Cool. And they must all willingly accept to be bound into the circle, and they do so, and that's how the episode ends. Are there any particulars about the emotional affair that merits saying? It's a lot of the same, really. Them being like, we shouldn't do this, but we're doing this.
I guess we're doing this. Is this Cassie is trying to avoid him.
Yes.
The plot keeps pushing them together.
Yeah.
Adam, I'm like, Adam, you're not doing enough. You keep, like you say, he keeps getting right in her face every time they speak.
Always
every time they cast a spell.
Right there when he does not need to be. Also, I thought about this after the 4th episode. I was like, Cassie has a car. Why does she always need a ride from somewhere home?
I guess.
Why is Adam always giving her rides when she has an SUV?
Was it destroyed by the fire that Faye started?
Oh, you know what? It was mildly damaged by the fire, so maybe that's why she constantly needs rides. So maybe she only got it back in the 4th episode. They don't make a point of it at all. She just suddenly has her car back. So that's funny.
I'm now thinking, poor Logan Browning, Sally, she exists only to befriend Cassie so that her being hurt by Faye's out of control magic makes Cassie go, okay, I don't want to be your friend still, but I will bind the circle with you to get the powers under control.
Yep, that's exactly right. And she gets one more episode in episode 3 to maybe present a danger because she might remember what happened, but that doesn't really go anywhere. And I think that's episode 1 and 2.
That feels like all the major events.
These early ones, I think the first 2 and then the one immediately after this, maybe the third one is a bit more, but they felt a little bit slow to me, and it is all set up, so that's fair. But like, again, I'm like trying to put my mind back to like that era and be like, the natural comparison would be the Vampire Diaries, where the first 2 episodes so much happens, like people drop dead like flies in the Vampire Diaries, largely because of Damon Salvatore, but like it always felt like there was an urgency, often for Stefan, because he's trying to keep this big secret and he's trying to keep his brother in check, but he's not able to do that. For the teens as well, it's like Vicky's in peril, people are getting mauled by animals for whatever reason in the woods, and then on top of that is the teen drama. But in this one, it often feels like it's just the teen drama and then Faye. That's really the big issue for them, is Faye Chamberlain. And it's like, yeah, sure, but it doesn't feel like really driven for these first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I will say that changes as the episode progressed. I think especially episode 4 was the one I had the best time with.
And even Cassie as a character, she's not, for someone whose mom just died, she's not really dealing with the whole my mom is dead of it all. It's more the mystery of who my mother was, maybe, kind of, I'm interested in. It's been eclipsed by all the magic, but I really want to know like what was going on. It's like, have you cried? Because Elena was like still in it.
Have you mourned?
Elena was like, I'm trying to be happy. Everyone keeps asking me how I am. I have to fake it. My brother's doing drugs. My aunt is struggling. I'm not yet okay. I'm actually kind of in a bad way, which is why I connected with this broody new boy. Cassie's like, I'm mostly fine. I just want to know what other things my mom was keeping hidden about the whole magic thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess on that note, at the end of episode 2 is when she finds the Book of Shadows, which is especially important because up until this point, Diana's the only one of the 6 of them who has found it, and so that's given her sort of a de facto leadership. So that is presumably going to shake the game up a little.
Diana being the de facto leader because she has the book is, I guess, why at the beginning of episode 2, when she's like, Faye, we all agreed to bind the circle, and then Faye's like, no, we didn't. You said we should, and the rest of us just nodded. And I was like, firstly, Faye, that's agreeing.
That's agreement.
Nodding is an agreement.
That is saying, yes, I will do what you're saying. So it's just this, you see what I'm saying? I'm like, she's my biological daughter and I love her unconditionally. She is, however, a problem.
She's a problem
that I do not want to deal
and I'm like,
with.
Faye, you being bitter at Diana taking the reins and being the leader, I know you have no interest in leading. So why are you
whatsoever.
upset?
She doesn't care for the group mentality. She just wants to be her own powerful person. And she was able to do that. I understand. It's like the perspective of individuality versus collectivist power. Faye very much is the personality of those 6 who would chafe the most against that. And if no one is, then it's not interesting. Somebody's got to be like, I don't want to be bound to the rest of you, and I want to keep my own power. And there shouldn't be anything wrong with that. Which is a question of the mechanic. But yeah, I don't know. Are there any other thoughts about the first 2 episodes?
Nah. Like you say, it's a lot of setup.
Then we'll leave this one here and we'll get to the next 2 episodes next week. But for now, if you have any thoughts to share, you can mail them to us at animalattackpod@gmail.com. You can also tweet us at animattackpod. That's at ANIMattackpod. You'll find a link tree in our bio that has all our online stuff. From us, happy mid-season, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.